So to wrap it all up, it's really, the high temperatures are going to be peaking to record values this week from the Ohio Valley to the Northeast. And this is going to be the worst from Monday to Thursday, but even continuing into the weekend, some of these warm temperatures. Warm overnight lows only dropping into the mid 70s. And, the risk of these heat illnesses are high and people need to take precautions. So as of this moment, we are explicitly forecasting a high of 100 degrees in Pittsburgh, for example. But most places, particularly once you get into the mid-Atlantic and into the New England, highs will be capped closer to the mid to upper 90s, which is nothing to sneeze at, even, in the middle of summer, let alone this early in the summer. That's what's particularly remarkable about this. The upper level ridge that's really driving this thing is essentially unprecedented for how strong it is this early in the summer. So limiting time outdoors as much as possible, particularly during the day, as much fluids as you can, non-alcoholic, obviously, as much water as possible, and checking up on more vulnerable people, the flood risks associated with this. So we're talking about the heat, but oftentimes on the periphery of these kind of colloquially called heat domes, it's this upper level ridge. And on the periphery of that, you tend to get many thunderstorm complexes riding over the top of that heat dome, if you will, or the edge of that heat dome, if you will. So that's going to concentrate flooding risks in a couple of places. One in the northern plains to upper Midwest. So particularly, we're talking, the Dakotas, eastern North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota into Wisconsin. Increased flood risks there, particularly early next week. So we're looking at Monday, that threat really peaking. So it could end up being some significant and even potentially widespread flash flooding in some of those areas, as well as river flooding. And then farther south along the southern periphery of that ridge, we're going to get a bunch of tropical moisture consolidating in the Gulf that could result in a tropical system actually forming, a tropical storm forming. The National Hurricane Center is watching that threat. When you get a big ridge of high pressure in one part of the country, you often have the opposite, sort of equal and opposite. You have a trough preceding it. So that's what's leading to a lot of the rain in the upper Midwest too. But then over the northern Rockies, they're actually getting snow out of it. So, which is, pretty remarkable. Winter storm watches in June, but it can happen in that part of the country. So.